Hi, in this lesson we're going to look at finding a percentage of an amount, but the non-calculator method. Now there's some key percentages that we're going to start with because these are very useful to help find other percentages. So if you want to find 50% of something, then all you need to do is half the amount. If you want 25% of an amount, okay, you half whatever 50% is worth, because obviously 25% is half of 50%. If you want to find 75% of an amount, then you just simply add the value or worth of 50% and 25% together, because obviously 50 plus 25 gives you 75. Then for all other percentages, a really good percentage to find is 10%, because this is really useful to find 20%, 30%, 5%, and so on. Now to find 10% of an amount, you just divide your amount by 10. So we're going to start with an example here. My amount is going to be 140, and I'm going to show you how to find lots of different percentages based off those four there. So if I start on this side and I needed to find 50% of this. So as the rule states up here, you just half your amount. So do 140 divided by 2, which gives me 70. Just going to underline that as a key amount. From there, I can find 25%. By halving what 50% is worth, because we know that 25% is half of 50%. And that is 35. Going from there, I can find out what 75% is worth, because 75% is made up of 50% and 25%. So all I need to do is add what they are worth up together. So 70 plus the 35 to give me 105. Okay, let's look at some other percentages. So we'll focus on this one, the 10%. So if I was asked to find out what 10% is worth, I have to divide my amount, 140, by 10. And that gives me 14. Okay, so that's a key amount. So I know now that 10% is worth 14. So from there, I can do many other percentages. So if I was asked, for example, what 20% is worth, now 20% is obviously 2 lots of 10s, which means that I just need 2 lots of 14. So I would do 2 times 14, to give me 28. Okay, again, I could keep going. If I was asked what 30% is worth, again, 30 is just 3 lots of my 10%, so I need 3 lots of the 14. So I do 3 times 14, which is 42. And so on. And you could do any multiple of 10, okay, by using that strategy. So for example, if you needed 70%, that's obviously 7 lots of 10s, so you just do 7 lots of 14, for example. Okay, another direction you could go down is if you needed, say, 5%. Now the link between 10% and 5% is half, so you just have half the amount. So you do 14 divided by 2, which leaves you with 7. From there, it's a little bit like building blocks then. You could find out what 15% is worth by adding these two values together. So you know that 10% is worth 14. You know that 5% is worth 7. So together, to give you that 15% is 21. Okay, another direction you could go down using your 10% is to find out what 1% is worth. Now the link between 10% and 1% is that 1% is 10 times smaller, so you need to divide by 10. So to get from 10 to 1, you divide by 10, which means that you divide your value by 10 as well. So I would do 14 divided by 10. Now often when we say you divide by 10, you just take off a 0, but obviously we don't have a 0 to take off there. So you have to think about the decimal point that is there, but it just hasn't been written in yet. Now what's actually happening is when you're dividing by 10, the numbers are moving down the column. So for example, this 1 that would be in the tens column moves down to the units column and so on. But that's quite a complicated way of thinking about it. It's a lot easier to think about the decimal just moving in the opposite direction. So when you divide by 10, the decimal point will move one place to the left and give you an answer of 1.4. From there, once you know 1%, you can find other multiples of 1. So for example, you could find, say, 3%. Obviously, that's 3 lots of 1%. So all you need to do is 3 times 1.4